Audio
They're historical clubs. They have amazing fan following. You see the Salt Lake Stadium just go berserk when East Bengal and Mohunbagan play this year. I know they won't play at the Salt Lake Stadium. They'll play in Goa on the 27th. I presume that it's a closed door tournament this year for the ISL.
Yes.
The people will not understand the buzz till they actually see East Bengal Mohunbagan play at the Salt Lake Stadium. Hopefully next year, because the pandemic will be over, hopefully over by then, under a full crowd and 100,000 people. It's electric. I have played cricket matches with 100,000 people. I remember we beating Australia at Eden Gardens on that famous test match in 2001, and there were 125,000 people watching that game on the last day of a test match. There was no T20 those days in 2001, so people would wait for test matches. And I think East Bengal Mohun is going to have the same attraction, same competitiveness, and same fan following when they play the next season at the Salt Lake Stadium. This year also, I'm telling you, keep watching the TRPs in the television world when both clash against each other on the 27th.
I love it. I love how you remember the date as well. Your personal experience and memories of the Kolkata derby. Do you have a favorite derby or any unrivaled atmosphere that you have in mind?
Huge, it used to be a festival when the day East Bengal played Mohun Bagan, it normally used to be on a Saturday, starting at 2 p.m. in the afternoon. It used to be at Eden Gardens initially. I used to go and watch with my father because that ground was basically used for cricket those days and for the big derbies. I never watched much of them sitting at the Juba Bharati Kridangan and Salt Lake. But then by then, television had also become very, 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 very prominent. So you saw those live matches on TV, but you cannot imagine the atmosphere. The city used to be just engrossed in an East Bengal Mohun Bagan game. And I'm talking about when? Mid-80s?
Mid-80s.
Say around
early 90s, yeah.
Yeah, 84, 85 to even 95, till I started playing cricket for India. Not one seat used to be empty. That green and maroon and that red and gold was an unbelievable sight on a football ground. They had some great players during that era. They used to have players from overseas. Majid Bhaskar was one of my favorites who played for East Bengal. Tremendous amount of skill. The local lads were unbelievable. Prashun, Prashanto, Bidesh, Manoj, Subroto Bhattacharya, Torun De. Some of those have actually played for their clubs for 18, 19 years. They've never shifted base. Someone like Subroto Bhattacharya
one club
played 17 years for Mohun Bagan Athletic Club. Nobody could even take them away to any other club. It's just how the attachment was. Then there was Monoranjan Bhattacharya from East Bengal. He used to be a defender. He also spent his lifetime in that red and gold. So there were attachments, there were passion, they got fans in, and the owners, they would give their lives for those two gloves. No money, they wouldn't make a penny out of it. Tickets were 5 rupees, 2 rupees, 3 rupees during that era to watch football. But you should have seen the excitement and the attachment of people. It was unbelievable.
Yeah, I mean, I've got to ask you about the significance and symbolism of things like Chingri and Ilish. How the price of one of these two skyrockets every time, depending on the outcome of the derby. Have you had personal experiences of that as well? Or maybe somebody at home has?
Yeah. Absolutely, we had. It used to be on a Saturday, so it used to be a day off from work, and people would go in the morning, buy that fish, have malai curry and hilsa curry, and get ready for the football in the afternoon. So it was picnic and it was carnival. It was carnival in the city. I've seen a Man United game live many a number of times, and you wouldn't realize that it's a Man United game. When would the crowd come in? When would the crowd leave the stadium? Because the organization is so good. But an East Bengal Mohun Bagan game, you knew it was something. There would be trucks, people loaded on trucks coming from various districts of West Bengal, wearing their jerseys, screaming, shouting. The game would start at 3 o'clock in the ground, but off the ground, the game would start 48 hours ago. With placards, with festoons, with the colors being spread all over the city, with threats, and with perceptions that who's going to win, what's going to be the number of goals, and then you should see the reactions at the end of the day. Whichever club lost was as if life has come to an end. They wouldn't leave the club premises for hours after that. They would sit on the road in front, demanding explanation that why we got beaten and how we are going to get better in the next game. The attachment was unbelievable.